minutes.
No, that's gonna lie right now.
Oh, we gonna lie right now. Okay. Quiet on the set.
College football.
Beg your pardon, I ain't at the gun, I'm a Harlem, I'm at Dykeman. My favorite shooter had to switch states, trying to stay low from indictments. I've been the same since diapers, same with no license. Same, caught the train, and now I'm getting from your wifey. You need a pass just to come round, I need that rolling face bust down. Trying to chill cause it's Ramadan, but
Welcome back to the Audible Sports Show, your go-to talk show, radio show. We're gonna be changing our name to Check Audible coming up soon, so be looking out for Check Audible, the Check Audible Show. We are the Check Audible Show. I'm your host, Cardi, and in the booth right now we got your other hosts, Paul and KB. What's up, fellas?
Yes,
What's
sir.
happening, man?
Yes, sir. I mean,
Another
hey,
year.
feels good to be back.
Yeah, it does feel good to be back.
Feel good. Feel good. We in this thing, man. So we want to kick this season off, season 2 of the Check Audible Sports Talk Show radio show. We gonna kick it off with first let's get into the Florida Miami game, which was in week 0 this past Saturday. What were some of the takeaways you guys took from that game?
Sloppy.
Sloppy.
It was from what I seen, and I was at work watching it, but it was sloppy. I mean, the Canes allowed 10 sacks.
10 sacks.
They allowed 10 sacks. I think they had like a double-digit number as far as penalties go.
So you think that was like a hangover, off-season hangover type thing going on with the Hurricanes?
I think it was more or less just, didn't mean to cut you off. It was more or less just first game jitters.
First game jitters.
A lot of laundry on the field. A lot of penalties.
A lot of penalties.
A
lot of turnovers too, man.
Yeah, a lot of turnovers too, especially coming from a guy like Felipe Franks, who's a junior or senior. Third.
No,
I
think he's a junior.
I know this is his third year starting, so you don't expect him to make some of the turnovers, throw some of the interceptions that he threw. He has to clean that up, but it was a good game to, I guess you could say, start the season. I like the whole little week 0 premise now. Hopefully they always give us a primetime game, but at the same time it was a rivalry game, so it probably could have been pushed back. Maybe if they played it a couple weeks later, it would have been a cleaner game. But I just thought it was like you said, sloppy. It was a sloppy game.
Sloppy game. How was the quarterback play in you guys' opinion? Because in my opinion, I feel like that quarterback battle with Tate Martell, I thought to see a little bit something different out of quarterbacking on Miami's end. What's his name? Williams. Jaron Williams. I figured I would see something a little better. He played decent, but he made a lot of bonehead mistakes, man. He didn't throw the ball away. He got outside the pocket and kept the ball, ran out of bounds a few times. I thought he could save field position by throwing the ball away as opposed to giving up those 3 or 4 yards that he did. How did you feel about the field position and the quarterback play out of Miami, on Miami's side of the ball?
Well, the young boy went 19 for 30, 214 yards and a touchdown pass. Like Paul said, what they gave up 10 sacks. They gave up 10 sacks, so that could tell you right there he had pressure on them all game. So as a redshirt freshman, this being his first time, he just won the quarterback competition a week ago. I thought he played a decent game, but I thought he was also aided by, number one, that Canes defense ain't nothing to play with. They're going to be good this year. That Canes defense is good, man. Them boys is good. And then a great running game, too. DJ Dallas is a hell of a running back.
Yeah, he showed out. I like
catching the ball and running the ball. The boy played good. Yeah. So, Jaron Williams will progress. He'll get better. He was, from what I hear, top recruit coming out of high school, so he'll get better. But I thought he played a decent game. Miami's going to be good. They should have won that game. But Miami's going to be good.
Well, they should have won that game. What about those 3 or 4, 3 pass interference calls? They had 14 downs to try to get a touchdown. Yeah. And that field goal that they missed on like the 22-yard line, that kind of bit them in the ass because at that point you go down, you make that field goal, you go down, you don't need no touchdown. Now you know you're in field goal range already.
That's
So.
true. That's true. I thought it was more telling about Florida. I was gonna ask you, Paul. What does it say about Florida? I mean, they came in ranked number 8 in the country, playing a Miami team that's not supposed to be as good as them coming into the season. What do I mean, like I said, Felipe Franks, man, 2 interceptions.
I'm gonna say this honestly. And I want to go back to the quarterback situation. I thought he played well, to be honest with you. When he was given time in the pocket, he actually made a couple throws that, like downfield throws that were decent. You know what I'm saying? Like got the Canes set up like early on in the game, got them set up in a number of situations to score. You know, he made a couple smart throws down the field towards the middle with the seams. So, in my opinion, and then they got they had 3 starting freshmen. I think they had maybe 2 of them was redshirt freshmen and the other one was a true freshman starting. Yeah, the offensive lineman. So, I mean that in itself against a team like Florida with that type of pass rush. I mean, you know, it was a first game test.
Well, when you go into that though, you start. That's more like preparation. Because if you know you got 3 starting linemen, why wouldn't you? You know, you got to get those quick throws. You got to get the ball out that quarterback hand, especially in the first half. He's taking them sacks like that.
See, you never know. In practice and real game is totally different. He may have been getting throws off in practice.
Well, that's what make the good great. You know what I'm saying? That's what make the great elite. When that halftime adjustment came, you know we got to get the ball out of hands quicker, faster, and we got number one. That's number one. And let's put a little play action in. Let's get the run game going. Let's get our quarterback running. He got decent wheels. You know what I mean?
You know, like I said, it's first game adjustments that's gonna happen.
Yeah,
obviously.
But and they kept it close. That's the big. That's
yeah,
the best
they
thing
kept
about
the game close. As far as Florida go, they have Kadarius Toney is going to be their game changer for sure. But I just don't know if Felipe Franks really have it all to take the offense to the next level. Because I mean, honestly, I just think the offense should have looked just a little bit better. But at the same time, you know, Florida go through so many offseason issues.
Yeah.
You know, so.
You enjoy me though. You enjoy all that barking to the crowd, all that barking into the opposing team. You got to be able to compose yourself.
As far as the ranking though,
as far as junior goes,
the ranking to me honestly doesn't mean anything because, these kids they all kind of really know each other from high school, little league. Yeah, you know, it's an in-state rivalry game. You know, the first week ranking that the Canes are not ranked and Florida is ranked. It kind of didn't mean nothing. You know, Miami still kept it close the whole time. Had the lead at one point in time.
Mm-hmm. Miami should have won that game.
Yeah. They definitely should have won. I also want to give a shout out to Brevin Jordan. The boy, he's nice.
Bishop Gorman High School, Las Vegas.
Man, that boy nice, man.
Well, number 9? Yeah, he was a dog. I like him, man.
Nice, man.
I like him.
He gonna make Jaron Williams maturation as a
and the thing about it, they got good receivers.
Yeah.
They got good talented receivers. A lot of them is just young.
Yeah.
A lot of them like a Mark Pope. He young, talented but young. And you know what I'm saying? Jeff Thomas is their playmaker for sure.
He also muffed the punt.
Yeah, but he's a dog.
Jeff Thomas. I mean, they got Mike Harley still. Mike Harley really haven't.
Thomas, he tried to leave, didn't he?
He did leave. He came back.
Oh, he came back. It was a good game. It was a good game.
Yeah, that was a real good game. So what did you see? It's a cliche question, but did you see Florida go out and win that game, or did you see Miami go out and lose that game?
I mean, it's
a little bit of both.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to. I mean, it's so many things that went wrong on both ends for both teams.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It was, you know, this is a perfect game where you cannot point to any type of like this is the reason why we lost. You know, it's probably 10 reasons why. You know,
I say this: Miami has to learn how to win games. They got a new coach, Manny Diaz. This is first time head coach. They got a redshirt freshman playing quarterback. They got to learn how to close out games. That's one thing Florida has better than them because they're more experienced. They're the more experienced team. So they was able to close out that game, even if it was by luck. Miami just got to learn how to close games.
Right.
I think Miami going to be good this year, man. I think
well,
potential.
I mean, as far as their side of the conference go, they should take care of. Not saying that these teams is not going to be good, but they should take care of Virginia Tech. They should take care of Georgia Tech. You know, I mean that's really the only good teams on that. You know, because Florida State is on the same side as Clemson.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
They still playing though.
Yeah.
Yep.
So as long, I mean, Florida State not gonna beat Clemson as far as, I mean, Florida State not gonna beat, Clemson as far as.
I don't think Clemson gonna be. Well, I'm not gonna say they're not gonna be good this year, but I think this is the year somebody might be able to get them.
I was listening to our last episodes from last year, and we were not not giving Clemson the benefit of the doubt the whole year. I don't think we can discount them, bro. I don't think we can discount them this
Trevor
year.
Lawrence is like a Heisman candidate.
He's a hell of a quarterback.
Yeah, he's a dude,
a
bro.
Heisman
As Don Brown was saying.
Sunshine, man. You can throw the ball, man. You can throw the ball. Trevor Lawrence
And they got an excellent game plan, man. They got an excellent preparation. They got excellent coaches around them. Dabo Swinney did an excellent job these last few years.
They front seven.
They're not going anywhere. I mean, recruiting, they're not going.
Yeah,
anywhere.
And they finished in the top two. Yeah.
These kids want to play for him now.
Yeah. So we can't discount Clemson this year, but I don't care if they don't play anybody.
This is the
be there.
thing, though. This is the thing. This is what I've been wanting to say. I honestly, this is the 150th year of college football. It's probably destined for something crazy to happen this year.
That's true.
Probably, but
To be
I don't
honest
think
with
that's one of them.
I'm just saying, you know.
Clemson got to play Georgia Tech this Thursday, I believe.
Yes,
Georgia Tech might mess around and win that game.
Georgia Tech not gonna beat Clemson at all.
Okay. Alright.
Georgia Tech not beating Clemson. But with that being said, let's switch gears and get into the preseason AP top 25 rankings. We got Clemson leading off with the AP rankings, right in front of Bama. With that being said, are we looking at another Clemson versus Bama Part 5?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. I think this is the year that Georgia finally gets one
Whoa.
in the SEC.
I like that pick, though.
In the SEC championship.
I actually already know who's going to be in the national.
Who's going to be in the national? Michigan?
Nope. It's definitely not them. I got Georgia versus Ohio State.
Woo!
I got Ohio State pulling it out of course.
Justin Fields and Ryan Day all the way to the CFP.
Can I get final season records?
Final season records?
I mean, like before that game is played.
Georgia will probably be 12-1
Uh-huh.
with a SEC conference championship.
Over Bama?
Yeah, and Ohio State will be 12-0.
12
Or
and
13-0.
13-0 with the
With a
SEC.
big 10.
I mean, with a Big Ten
At
conference championship.
At that point, they'd be 14-0. Right.
They play 12 regular season games.
Exactly.
And then 13 would be the Big Ten
Big
championship.
Ten.
And then the first
college football
the first
playoff.
conference.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah, you're right. Well, yeah, that's what I got.
So your team would be 14-0, while Georgia would be 13-1.
Yep. So I see. I think Georgia going to drop one in the regular season.
Can I ask you a question? Do you see the same team, same conference at Big Ten, different team in the SEC for next year's championship?
I can't look that far. I can't look that far. I can only look 5 months out at a time, bro. I can't look that far. But yeah, I got Ohio State in there every single year. That's
Right.
This is the thing.
But I think Justin Fields gets his revenge against Georgia. That'd be a beautiful storyline.
That'd be great though. That would be
His revenge against Georgia as far as what?
They didn't start him.
They didn't play him.
They didn't start him because
play
he
him.
didn't win the job.
That's okay. It's okay.
So how's it revenge?
It's because that's the team he originally went to.
And he didn't.
People gotta think about it when these coaches come in these people living rooms, man. Yeah, you come. You know, we ready for you. You know what I mean? We got a spot for you. We this that and this and the third. That's not the only quarterback to leave Georgia this past year. You know what I mean?
Eason
So
left too.
yeah, so
Eason, they both left because Fromm ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Yeah, but Fromm not better than Fields. He probably better than Easton, but he not better than Fields. Fields is going to prove that.
What has Fields proven?
He hasn't had the opportunity.
Okay, so how can you say he's better than Fromm, who's had like what now 2 seasons under his belt? How can you say that?
Okay.
That don't even make sense.
Statistically,
That doesn't make sense.
That's what I think.
It doesn't.
And apparently, some other coaches think that too because they didn't play him. He didn't get the job. So,
I'm just saying, how are you going to say a guy that haven't even played a full season is better than a guy that has won the starting job over 2 former number 1, number 2 national ranked quarterbacks?
Because from what I
and this guy Fromm
all Fromm can do is throw the ball. All he can do is throw the ball. Fields
that's what the quarterback do. Other than that, you handed it.
Not to mention, if you putting Fields into Ryan Day's scheme, the boy he might win the Heisman. He might win the Heisman this year. He's a legitimate candidate for the Heisman.
So how many rushing yards will he have?
Answer this
how
question.
many rushing yards will he have?
Is he a legitimate contestant for the Heisman?
No. How many rushing yards will he have?
No.
How many rushing yards will he have?
Yet.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Wait. How many rushing yards will he have?
So why they already got his name involved in the Heisman?
Because he's a 5-star recruit
Can you answer
from
that?
Georgia.
Can you answer that question?
How many rushing yards?
How many rushing yards will he have?
He might run for over 1,000 yards.
So that's you betting on him winning the Heisman off of him.
If he run for 1,000 and he throw for 25, if he throw for 2,500. Run for 1,000.
I ain't gonna lie. Ryan Day got a hell of a scheme.
If he throw 30 touchdown passes,
those numbers aren't.
If he throw under 10 interceptions, and if he run for about 15 more touchdowns,
those numbers aren't unrealistic. Not realistic. They're
not far fetched, bro.
They're realistic.
That's what he can do. That's what he could possibly do if you look at the offense.
That's possible. Will he do it? I highly doubt it.
All right, we'll see.
I highly doubt it. He's gonna be good for Ohio State.
This is the thing. From inside intel, people talking. If he was that deal to be throwing 30 touchdowns a season, or capable of doing that right now, they would be saying that. Or predicting that. They saying that he's not the passing savior that people think.
He's a contender for the Heisman. They got him in the Heisman race already. And he never threw a football.
Because he's a 5-star. Okay. He was the number 1 player in the nation.
Okay.
That's why. That's why he's
along with Trevor Lawrence, just for
Trevor Lawrence probably deserves to be there.
Yeah, but I was about to say he definitely deserves Trevor Lawrence.
No, I'm just saying, just for comparison's sake, he's up. He came out with Trevor Lawrence, number 1 and number 2.
Yeah,
or there was 1A, 1B.
All I can say is watch what he gonna do. Watch what he gonna do this year.
Okay, so my thing is, what's the difference between him and him, Trevor Lawrence and
Justin Fields? Trevor Lawrence probably definitely has a better arm, but I don't know yet because I ain't seen Justin Fields other than what I seen.
Can I say this? If he has a better, do you think he would have proven that? Saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, do you think he would have?
Number one, Fromm won the job because he was already there. He had to at that point in time, season when he won that job, they already had jail.
If Jacob Eason was that deal, he would have had his job back when he got back from injury.
I never said nothing about Eason.
I'm just saying, like
Eason was third string.
Fromm won the job for a reason.
I understand it, but all I'm saying is when Fields came in, he wasn't gonna take that job from Fromm. They had just.
Is this Fromm's last year?
I think so, or he a junior. But they had just pushed Alabama to the national championship. Mm-hmm. You thought Fromm was gonna lose his job off of that?
So basically, you telling me Justin Fields came in as a incoming freshman while Fromm was a sophomore,
Yes. Fromm had already had the
thinking
job.
that he was about to take his job.
I mean, that's probably what you said, Curry. That's probably what the coaches went in there and told him. We know better than that. You're not gonna mess up your chemistry.
You're getting those number one quarterbacks, in my opinion.
And then you know what? I forgot who it was. It might have been Davos. No, it was Urban Meyer. He said it when I was watching something the other day. He said sometimes you recruit a guy just so the other team don't have him.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah.
I did hear that too.
Yeah,
I did hear that too. I don't know who it's from because it was vague, but I do remember that.
So they might have went and got it just so Alabama couldn't get him, LSU couldn't get him.
Yeah, makes sense.
And now Ohio State got him, so
Now he's out the conference. All right, now he
Michigan problem.
Now he really,
Exactly.
now he really ain't got to worry about.
You got to worry about it for at least another year.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's. I don't know. So with that being said, so we y'all saying we not gonna have a Clemson and Alabama for the championship?
I don't see that happening.
Honestly, to be honest with you, I'm gonna make a bold prediction. I see USC winning the Pac-12.
Whoa.
I don't know. Oregon look good.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Herbert kid.
I like Utah. I like Utah.
Utah has been predicted to make the Final
You can
Four.
never really count on Stanford.
No, Stanford not going
No,
nowhere.
but Stanford have a year out of a stretch of 5 years. Every 1 year out of 5 years, they come out of nowhere and do something. So it might be their time. But
USC got talent.
USC does.
USC got talent.
they-
If they
but they
should,
if
'cause
they
that's the
can just,
premier school.
that's what I'm saying. If
They get all the good
if they
players.
can just get things
Put
together,
all the
bro.
keys,
If they can get things together, they
But you know what they
are a
missing?
talented team.
Coach.
Yeah. You know who?
Urban
Urban
Meyer.
Meyer.
Look,
Everybody know it.
Urban.
He gonna wind up there.
Yeah.
and I will say this: the second he step off that plane, USC is a different school.
That's true. That's true.
Yep.
He's gonna
I'm
get
not lying.
everybody.
I'm not lying. The second he step off that plane, he will literally have every local kid back on
Ain't
SC.
nobody leaving
He's bro. He's not.
Nobody leaving Southern
Nobody
California.
leaving Southern California.
Yeah, Urban Meyer's the best recruiter in
Bro.
the country. By far.
His name carry weight.
Yeah. And he pay a lot of players. It's like, no, let's not put that on.
We don't have to
Let's
really
strike
get into
that.
that because I've been in Ann Arbor and seen some of y'all boys doing something that they shouldn't be doing.
Name a person.
I can't do
Yeah,
that.
put it
man.
on wax.
I ain't about to name drop no
Because I
one.
don't believe it.
No, okay.
I don't believe it. I actually read a nice little article about Jim Harbaugh, man. It kind of opened me up to a different light about him as far as his humbleness and where he came from and how he is as a person and a player. So
And the fact that he can't win the big game.
yeah,
He can't. I mean, look.
I mean,
He's 1 and
it's
9.
all cool. I understand you trying to paint him as this. Yeah, he's probably a great guy, but he's a choker. He can't win the big game.
yeah, we got cheated out of one of them. So one of them, I mean.
Yeah.
3 of those, yeah, we can't win no 3, but one of those games we definitely got cheated out.
Guy can't win the big game, and I think he lets his own ego be a detriment to the team, man. That's why I'm really interested. And I'm not going to lie to you. I live in Michigan. I'm an Ohio State fan to my blood, but I live in Michigan, so I watch Michigan football. I do watch Michigan football. And I do want to see what Josh Gattis going to do with the offense because y'all got all the components. My man Urban even said it.
He said it.
Y'all got the best wide receiver group probably in the country, man. Donovan Peoples-Jones, Tariq Black, Chris Evans. No, not Chris Evans. Who's the other one?
Nico Collins.
Nico Collins. I'm sorry. Chris Evans not even on the team no more, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
he's
He got kicked off the team. Yeah. Nico Collins. Y'all had the best wide receiver. It's just like last year when we had Paris Campbell, Johnny Dixon, and Terry McLaurin. It's just like last year. Ohio State had a veteran, good wide receiver group, and that wide receiver group actually carried that team last year. Y'all got that this year, man. Can Shea Patterson get them the ball?
Yeah, can the offensive scheme do what they're supposed to do as opposed to Last year when we was running play action, the last few years we were running play action on 3rd and 15, which that never made no sense to me.
And it's supposed to be the scheme.
This is the reason why I have optimistic thoughts. It's just, a lot of these cats, a lot of these high school guys, a lot of these college players played this system of football in high school. Mm-hmm. Shea Patterson, Caesar, from center to quarterback, this is the same thing as going back to high school now. They did this at IMG in Florida. This same style of offense. Donovan Peoples-Jones ran his offense in high school. Tariq Black ran his same type of, So a lot of the offensive linemen came from this style of offense in high school. It's they kind of going back to a more natural fit. And then, so the adjustment to going to this type of offense, personally, I don't think would be a problem. It's just, honestly, just getting the right plays called, in the right situations. Getting guys, because, like you said, Tariq Black, Donovan Peoples, and Nico Collins, excellent receivers, NFL receivers, but they not speed and space type receivers. Maybe Donovan.
I disagree with that. Donovan got good speed and space, and so does Tariq. And Nico got good speed and space, level.
I'm talking about speed.
Man, them boys got
I'm
speed. I'm
talking about
bro.
speed.
Them boys got speed. Donovan Peoples-Jones finished first.
I'm talking about
in the 8th grade
speed.
at a camp with high school players.
I'm
bro.
talking about speed. I'm talking about speed.
I'm talking about the same thing you talking about.
No, I'm talking about speed. Game-changing speed.
Who's faster right now than Donovan Peoples-Jones right now?
On team.
Period. In the NCAA, who's faster than Donovan Peoples-Jones? Give me 5 people.
Jalen Rieger. Ambry Thomas.
Okay, he ain't that much faster than him, but okay.
KJ Hamler.
Okay.
KJ Hamler.
Okay.
Daxton Hill.
That boy in Clemson.
We ain't seen Daxton Hill play college football yet. How you can't put Daxton Hill in that?
It's confirmed. What are you talking about?
We haven't confirmed
It's
it.
confirmed.
You read it.
4.3
You
speed.
read somebody
4.3
say that.
speed.
You saw it. You haven't seen. Did you see him run a 4.3? You see him run a 4.3?
4.3 speed is confirmed.
Did you time him?
Okay. Fuck.
Yeah, don't put him in that. Even if you did put him in, that's just gonna bring me back to my next point. Is those people that you saying you basically classifying Donovan Peoples-Jones in that cluster of what you just said.
No, I'm not.
Donovan Peoples-Jones is fast, bro. Donovan Peoples got 4.4 speed, guaranteed.
I'm talking 4.2 speed.
Who got 4.2 speed?
Jalen Rieger for sure.
KJ Hamler pretty fast.
Not 4.2 speed, bro.
KJ
Not
Hamler
4.2.
fast, bro.
Not 4.2.
Okay,
Not 4.2.
4.3.
Okay, we talking about.
Did you see that? Did you see that? That slant that KJ Hamler took to the house against Ohio State.
Why you have to bring that up?
KJ Hamler fast. Rondell Moore fast.
Rondell Moore is
Purdue.
another one. Yes, Purdue.
Yeah, Purdue.
Rondell Moore is another one.
Yeah,
Schwartz, the Schwartz kid from Auburn. He's supposed to be the fastest kid in NCAA. Anthony Schwartz is his name.
Is he Caucasian?
I think his mom.
Is he?
I'm just
That was
saying.
funny.
No, I'm just saying. I haven't known the Caucasian guy to be the fastest guy in the.
Oh, man.
Caucasian.
That was funny.
All right.
Oh man.
Next topic. That was dead. Man.
Oh man. But I was just trying to prove a point that say that Donovan Peoples-Jones is fast. My biggest concern about the changeover from pro style to spread pro or pro spread would be, is it enough time for the system to change over? You know what I mean? Because fans won't, even the media, the national media won't They won't say it, but they'll just make up a bunch of stuff about Harbaugh this, haven't did that, Harbaugh haven't did this. The truth of the matter is Harbaugh has really elevated the program from where it's been in the dumps and the depths of the abyss.
Okay.
But is it enough time right now this season for this pro spread offense to be effective enough to win a Big Ten championship?
Before you answer that question, all I want to say is you're right. Harbaugh has brought Michigan back a little bit, but come on, they had Rich Rodriguez and Brady Hoke after Lloyd Carr's era.
I would even beg to differ to say that
They had Rich Rod and Brady Hoke. That's saying what?
That it wasn't that hard for Harbaugh to do better than that.
He still took a.
I think Harbaugh gets too much credit for it. The biggest question, you just asked a good question. Is it enough time for that offense to get? The real question is Harbaugh going to let Josh Gaddis
I believe
let that
so.
happen?
I believe so.
Gonna let that happen?
all things are pointing based on preseason interviews and camp interviews and analysis. All things are pointing, especially from you even heard it from Josh Gaddis himself. He said Harbaugh is he's a man about his word. You know what I mean? He giving me the keys to the offense, and it's not my offense, it's our offense. I mean, what else can happen, right? You lost 4 straight to Ohio State. No Big Ten.
16 out of the last 17.
No, I'm talking about Harbaugh lost 4 straight.
Yeah, I just wanted to put that out there.
No, I mean,
I heard that the other day and I jumped for joy. I didn't even realize it.
Look, at
Yeah,
some
it's
point
been a-
in
it's been a
time,
debacle.
at some point in time, the
It's gonna
tide
end.
will turn.
Yeah, that's true. That is
At some
true.
point in time, the tide will turn.
What is it going to be with Harbaugh?
Yes.
that's
He ain't
the
going
biggest
nowhere.
question right there.
He ain't going nowhere. Harbaugh ain't going nowhere
I don't think
unless
so.
he decides
on his
to,
own merit. Yeah.
unless he decides
On
to
his
leave
own-
himself.
On his own accord is when if you want to go back to the NFL or even I don't know, Ohio State like taking our coaches so much. He might go.
No, we stuck. Y'all keep him. Y'all keep him.
Shit, that was got Greg Madison and Al Washington from Ohio State. I mean, from-
Al Washington makes sense. Not
not Greg Madison.
not
Greg
That shocked the hell out of me. Greg Madison.
Why not?
That shocked me.
I'm
He's a
happy.
blue bud. He's like a blue bud, in my opinion. I feel like those older guys is old school, fun. It's easier now for a younger
understand
coach to
what
go.
you're saying. I
Yeah,
understand
them
what you're
old school coaches.
They understand the tradition.
That's religious,
But
right?
Greg Madison also used to be a coach at the Baltimore Ravens, so I'm ecstatically happy when he was in the NFL. So I'm happy to have him because that's my favorite pro team. So,
Well, he's got control of the whole defense now.
and I'm
Well,
happy to have it
basically,
'cause they were
and
terrible.
the
last
thing
year.
about it is,
Terrible.
Greg Madison finna go in there and input the whole Michigan defensive scheme
Yeah.
in Ohio State.
That's true. That is true. But it's not unheard. I mean, it's not unheard. But we got the legendary Woody Hayes from you.
Nah,
Yeah, that's how it went. He was under Bo Schembechler back.
no, it's the other way around. We got Bo Schembechler from Woody Hayes.
Well, it still was a precedent set.
Yeah,
I mean, it happened before, so
Yeah.
we just getting y'all back there.
Yeah, we
I
got
take it either
Bo,
way.
Bo from
Because
y'all.
the defense was terrible last year. They gave up like 40 plays over 20 yards. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, the defense. And I was listening to a Ohio
God
State
awful.
podcast. I'm not gonna plug him, but he made some good points about the complexity of it. It was a good defense. They got perfect athletes for the complexity. It just is a little bit too complex.
Well, I think we talked about that before. When you can have the athletes for the system, but when you thinking too much,
Yeah, when you
they,
think-
a lot of times last year they thought too much,
Yep.
and you could tell because they weren't where they were supposed to be, and you could tell that they were just out there just thinking too much.
Yep.
It's easier when you could just react and play. Football is a game of reactions. You got to
Yep.
be able to react without thinking. You got to already know exactly what you need to do and where you need to be on each play, especially when it comes to defense with all these complex offenses and with guys being spread out. You have to know where is it, and you can't think about it. You just got to be able to react. So
Definitely.
that's what I'm hoping that they had, because like you said, we had an athlete. So of course we get the best athletes, but you could tell by last year and then if you just look at Ohio State's defenses leading up into that year, last year, the defense has always been pretty good. They've been good defenses because the boys just go out there and play. But last year, for some reason, it was a disconnect between the coaches, and that's why I'm Graciano's gone. I mean, honestly, they gave away too many plays. So
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see what the defense do this year. We got some good. Chase Young could take over for the defensive line. It's his show. It's his show. He got to show out.
Chase Young is junior, right?
Yeah.
All right, now with that, how do you feel about? I just want to piggyback off that about last year's defense. How do you feel about Nick Bosa's decision? And where? How do you feel that will like kind of carry over or not carry over into future players?
No, not at all. Nick Bosa gone. He been gone. They as far as the players go, they didn't kind of, in my opinion, forgot about his presence as far as the Ohio State locker room go. We got next man up as far as being a leader, all of that type of stuff.
I think did you mean, like, do you think other players would do what he did?
Exactly.
Oh.
No, I hope not. I hated it, and it wasn't just because he played for my team. It's just the simple fact that, man, when you go in there, supposed to be a band of brothers, man. I understand, he had a future to protect, but the crazy part about it, karma is a B word, because he on the San Francisco 49ers right now. He hurt. He's not even going to start the season. He might miss the first 4 games of the season. So
True.
you protected yourself so that you could go to the draft by sitting out all last year. And you got to sit out the beginning of your pro career anyway.
Right.
So,
and then with that too, you're gonna be labeled as injury prone.
Injury prone.
And
the whole family is, because his brother was
yeah, brother hurt too.
Yeah, Joey Bosa injured too. So I thought it was a selfish decision. I can respect it. I'm not gonna say I can respect it. I can understand it. I can understand. I have a future NFL career that I need to protect. I don't want to go out here and get hurt, but at the same time, man, when you sign on that dotted line, you're supposed to be about that football team.
Right.
You're supposed to go out there for your brothers, man. That's why I don't even like when guys like Ed Oliver skipping the bowl game. Like, man, if you're gonna play the whole year. Don't miss no game unless you got to.
Right. Ed Oliver has some things going on anyway with the team and the coaching staff anyway.
Where'd he go? I don't know where he go. Houston?
I don't know where he went.
I mean, that's quick.
Broncos. But anyway.
Yeah, that's a quick look up. But so within the top 25, we'll come back to Ed Oliver. But within the top 25 teams, where are you guys' top 3 sleepers and overrateds? I'ma just start it off and say my sleeper is gonna be a number 12 ranked Texas A&M. I feel like Jimbo Fisher is he prime ready to go for some prime time. He got to play Clemson this year, got to play Alabama this year. Them Aggies might make some noise. Also Utah. I'm liking Utah. I'm liking what I see on paper from Utah. Good team, pretty good, pretty easy schedule this year. They should be at the top of the Pac-12 this year. And another sleeper, I'm gonna have to go with Scott Frost. I'm a believer in Scott Frost, even though he's a cross-division rival. Since his playing days, I like Scott Frost and his philosophy. I like what he can bring to a team and to the table with a team. So those are my sleeper picks.
Who did he play for?
With Nebraska.
He played at Nebraska?
Yeah.
How long ago?
Scott Frost?
Yeah.
Scott Frost played for Nebraska in like 94.
I ain't never heard of him.
Really?
Until UCF.
Yeah, he's played for Nebraska.
Okay.
Yep, so that'll be my my sleeper picks. My overrated picks, top 3 overrated picks. Top 3 overrated picks is gonna be Florida, based off a week 0 game. It's a lot of pieces they got to pick up, and that SEC conference is a whole different ball game as from Miami. You get routed. You play like that against any SEC team, any of the top heavy SEC teams, you get routed. Next overrated team would, as far as the top 25 go, it's gonna have to be. I don't know. I don't want to say it, but it's gonna have to be Ohio State, man. They ranked number 5.
How did I know?
They ranked number 5, man.
How
And
did I know?
they unproven, untested right now. You can't rank them number 5. They got a brand new quarterback, brand new head coach, brand new defensive scheme. You know they unproven, untested. And my third one is going to be. I'm gonna just have to go with Oregon. I really don't want to go with Oregon. I think they're gonna finish right where they started. I don't think they had top 11 team. They probably finished towards the bottom of the top 25.
All right, well, you know, some good picks. My top 3 teams to look out for. I wouldn't even say look out for. I think these, to me, it'd be top 3 teams that I'm most interested in seeing what they do this year. Starting with Oklahoma. Jalen Hurts comes in to transfer. He was an outstanding quarterback at Alabama, but Tua just could throw better. And then now he steps into Oklahoma, who's at the last 2 Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks, Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray. Both boys threw the ball. So now you go somewhere this is his biggest weakness is throwing the ball, but this is the biggest strength of Oklahoma. And then also they got a new defense they're putting in. We all talked about their defense god awful the last couple of years.
Yep.
They've been terrible. They just been out shooting the other team. So that's the team I'm interested in seeing. Then the other one would be my rivals, Michigan. Like I said, I just want to see how that offense grows. They should have a pretty easy first game, but I definitely want to see how it grows throughout the season. I want to see how much Josh Gaddis is able to take over that offense, because Jim Harbaugh, that's a strong personality. So we'll see about that. Last one, Texas, because it seemed like for the last 3 years, everybody keep that is Texas back. So let's see if Texas back. They played some good games last year. They won some good tough games last year. I think they played better than most people expected. So with Bellinger coming back, or was it Ellinger?
Yeah, Sam Ellinger.
With him coming back, now that he got the full reins, and you know Texas get some of the top players every single year, just off the strength of Texas. So those would be the 3 that I'll look out for. 3 underrated or overrated. We'll see if Clemson can keep it going. I'm interested in seeing if Clemson can keep it going. Oh, the team I can't stand, and because they don't have to play a conference championship, they don't have to play Notre Dame. Notre Dame every year.
You think they're gonna be overrated? Do you think they are overrated right now?
I think they're overrated every year because it's a simple fact they don't have to play in the conference.
All right.
So we'll see about Notre Dame. And then Penn State.
I agree with Penn State.
Penn State number 15.
Ain't something going on with James Franklin in Penn State right now?
I was about to say, let's see. James Franklin seems like they done lost everybody. He don't have Trace McSorley no more. No more Saquon Barkley. So
They lost that they running back that replaced Saquon.
So you know at 15 that's a little high rated. So we're gonna see what James Franklin could do with them.
Okay.
So we doing underrated and overrated.
Yeah, your top 3 sleepers in the first preseason AP top 25 poll. Your sleeper teams that you think is gonna finish above where they rank now.
Sleeper teams that have finished above where they're ranked now. Let me start with Utah at number 14. They got a solid team coming back. Syracuse may do some good things this year.
Syracuse in the ACC.
Syracuse may do some good things this year. their schedule wise, setup is nice. But as far as, them getting through Clemson, that won't happen. But taking care of everybody else, possibly getting to a very good bowl game at the end of the season. I can see them finishing probably somewhere in the mid-teens, right? You know what I'm saying, at the end of the season. And then I do think I will agree with Cardi with number 24 Nebraska. I believe they're finished higher than their ranking.
Okay. So who's your sleeper picks? You gotta act like Isaiah Ho and digress. Isaiah Ho, man, I love you, man, but you be talking about other stuff sometimes.
Sleeper picks? No, overrated. Teams that are overrated.
Yeah.
I think Washington will drop out. I think Penn State will drop out. Or at least drop down, excuse me. And I think Wisconsin drops down.
Yeah, I agree with the Wisconsin.
What y'all think about Michigan State? Great defense, challenged offensively.
I think they got.
Saying that they got the best front seven in America. Almost.
Yeah, I think they got a lot of problems at the top as far as head coaching wise is concerned. They got a lot of different things, a lot of different moving parts up there. I'm not really sold on Michigan State, man. The experts are saying that they're gonna probably upset Michigan. At least give Michigan a game.
Look, that game is in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, we got
all three games in Michigan. I believe Michigan State. I believe this year that game will be a blowout.
No, they're gonna play them tough.
I know. I believe
they're
it's gonna
play
be
them tough because
I believe it's gonna be.
This is why they're gonna play them tough. Number one, it's Michigan State.
True.
So Michigan State always feel like they don't get the respect they deserve in the state of Michigan, in my opinion. Second of all, they gonna want this revenge, especially what Devin Bush came in there and did at pregame last year. I expect them to do some foul things on the field this year. I mean, we always get a game out of Michigan State. Same with Michigan. We always get a game. When Michigan's on the downslope, you still give Michigan State a game. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a good game. It might be a 3-touchdown game, but I guess that constitutes as a blowout.
It's
but
a blowout. If you lose by 3 touchdowns,
you can lose by 3 touchdowns. Only score 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So that's how I see
21-0, right?
21-0 might go down to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they just don't have no offense.
The offense is very suspect.
Very, very much.
But they got a veteran quarterback leading the team, Brian Lewerke. I think the reason why they only had 94 yards last year in the Michigan game is because Brian Lewerke was hurt. I mean, if he was healthy, they might have had 95 yards. So
that boy Zachary is pissing in the wind.
On a windy day, huh? Windy day in the wind.
He's terrible. Terrible.
All right. Let's jump into another segment. Is spotlight players, and it's easy for me to get my spotlight players because I'm not spotlighting nobody in this week except for Michigan players. So I'll go last. I'll spotlight some other players later on in the season, but right now I'm only spotlighting. Which a spotlight player, 1 or 2 players that you feel like you're gonna be watching a lot out for this season.
Man, I was thoroughly impressed by DJ Dallas.
I like DJ Dallas, man, and the tight end.
Yeah, and Brevin Jordan.
Yeah, man, I like both of them guys.
Yeah. Well, since you're doing Michigan, I gotta do Ohio State.
Go ahead, do Ohio State.
KJ Hill.
Yeah.
Need KJ Hill to have a big senior year. Chris Olave. the hero of the Michigan game. That boy got off against Michigan last year.
The hero was. Never mind. Go ahead.
Well,
And Justin Fields.
Whoa! Spotlighting Justin Fields. Justin Fields.
He's taking over for a guy who could have won a Heisman last year, Dwayne Haskins, who had a hell of a year. So
To be honest, I'm not gonna be honest today. Paul, who is your spotlight player of the season?
for the season, you said.
Yep, for the season. For this week. This week, we're talking about it right now. Who is gonna be your main guy you're gonna be watching? See,
Tariq Black.
Tariq Black. For
My
some
main
big
guy's
things.
gonna be Tariq Black. I'm looking to see what type of season this young man has. Honestly,
Yeah,
Tariq Black.
I agree.
Because of the situation at the position, and he's in the too deep. I'm looking to see what DJ Turner does.
Sounds good.
So honestly, but
DJ Turner.
oh, excuse me, corner freshman, incoming freshman from Georgia.
Okay.
From Georgia, Michigan. He played at Michigan.
Okay.
I'm interested to see what Devin Gill do. I want to see his transformation from last year. There's been a lot of talk about how he's gotten better, he's gotten faster. So I'm he's obviously stepping into a bigger role from last year to this year. Another one is Josh Ross. I want to see what he do. Can he not fill the shoes of Devin Bush, but can he bring that middle linebacker presence that we need? You know,
Right.
so
Right. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna step outside the lines and the guidelines, and I'm spotlighting Josh Gaddis this season. I want to see if all the hype is true. What can he do? Big Ten championship. Do we got it or do we don't? We'll see. We'll see. So anything else? Open the board up. Open the forum up. Anything else? Y'all feel like we got to tackle this week?
Is it prediction time?
We almost there. We almost there.
Well, I guess this week gonna be kind of easy. It's only one good game on.
Well,
Everything else blowouts, man.
we got what? We got Oregon.
Yeah, we still got
Harvard.
week one. I mean, like everybody counted up. We can't. I hate to use this as an example, but week one we seen some stranger things happen
That
in week
is
one.
true. That is
You know what I mean?
That is
I ain't gonna say what I wanted to say because you kind of backed me up right there, so I ain't gonna finish what I was saying. But we seen some strange things
true.
happen in week one.
Appalachian State.
Oh damn! You made me say it.
Oh boy.
You made me say it.
Good old Appalachian State. I forgot about them.
All right, so we finna get on here, get into this prediction time. We coming down to the bottom of the show. Been a good show as usual. So, as usual, we going to go. We're gonna start off only with the AP top 25 teams playing the following week. First up on the docket, we have FAMU at HBCU playing UCF in UCF. KB, who you like?
UCF.
UCF. Paul, who you like?
UCF.
I'm gonna take FAMU just cause it's FAMU. Next up, we got Georgia Tech at number 1 in the nation, Clemson. KB, who you like?
Georgia Tech.
Paul, who you like?
Clemson.
Clemson. Next up, we have Texas State going to the Aggies of Texas A&M, Jimbo Fisher. KB, who you like?
Texas.
Texas A&M. Paul, who you like?
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M. I'm going to take A&M right with you. Next up, we have Utah going to BYU, Brigham Young University. KB, who you like?
I actually spoke wrong. This might actually be a good game. I'm gonna take the Utes, but ain't easy to go in the Pro Bowl and get the W.
The Utes. Paul, who you like?
Despite my comment about Utah, excuse me, being a good team, I think BYU wins this game. First game of the season. It's a rivalry game. It's been lopsided on Utah's end. I think about BYU comes out week 1, gets a victory to 150 if you're college football.
BYU with the upset early in the season. Next up, we have Michigan State hosting Tulsa on Friday night. KB, who you like?
I'm going to take Michigan State, but they going to have to score some points to win.
Michigan State need points. Paul, who you like?
Tulsa.
Tulsa, woo! That's going to be interesting that night. Next up, we have Wisconsin, number 19 in the country, headed to USF, South University of South Florida, primetime game. KB, who you like?
That's going to be actually a good game. And it's down in Tampa, too. I'm going to actually take South Florida.
South Florida. Paul, who you like?
USF.
USF. Wow. No faith in Wisconsin. I'm going to take Wisconsin by 10. Next up, we have the first game of Saturday afternoon. The Buckeyes of Ohio State, number 5 in the country, hosting Florida Atlantic. KB, who you like?
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks. Paul, who you like?
Ohio State.
Ohio State big. I'm going to take them too. Next up, we have the Cyclones of Iowa State, ranked number 21 in the country as of week 1, hosting UNI. KB, who you like?
I like Iowa State. Look out for Iowa State.
Iowa State.
They keep getting better every year.
I agree. They do defenses. It seems like they're the only team that play defense in the Big 12. Paul, who you like?
Iowa State.
Iowa State. Next up, we have Nebraska hosting USA. That seems like an Olympic game, doesn't it? What is USA? We need a South Alabama. We got Nebraska hosting USA, South Alabama. Nebraska currently holding the number 24 spot in the AP top 25. KB, who you like?
I would say Nebraska. Where's South Alabama even located?
I think it's in Birmingham.
Can't be.
Birmingham Galaxy.
They in the Sun Belt Conference too? Oh, wow, we really messed up. You got Nebraska?
Yeah.
KB got Nebraska. Paul, who you got?
Cornhuskers.
Go Cornhuskers. Next up, we have Washington Huskies hosting Eastern Washington University. KB, who you like? Washington. Paul, you like?
Washington.
Easton's for a new start.
Easton, exactly. Jacob Easton's new start at Washington. Next up, we have the number 2. That's strange to say. Number 2 team in the land, Alabama Crimson Tide, playing Duke for a 3:30 matchup Saturday. KB, who you like? Alabama big. Paul, who you like?
The Tide.
Roll Tide. Next up, we got Penn State hosting Idaho. Penn State currently number 15 in the country. KB, who you like? Penn State. Paul, who you like?
Nittany Lions.
Nittany Lions. Next up, we got number 25 in the country, Stanford, hosting the runners-up for the Big Ten Championship, Northwestern. KB, who you like?
This is actually a good out-of-conference game for both teams.
Definitely.
I'm going to take Stanford because they're at home.
Stanford at home, but I that's going to be a game that I tune into. Paul, who you like?
Closer than the experts think. Northwestern gets a W.
Northwestern with the W. I'm going to go with the Northwestern Wildcats as well. Next up, we got number 22, Syracuse Orange, going to Liberty for a 6:30 game on Saturday night. KB, who you like? Syracuse big. Paul, who you like?
Orange.
Go Orange. Next up, we have Georgia, number 3 in the country, going to Vanderbilt for a 7:30 primetime SEC showdown. KB, who you like?
DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift, big. He's taking Georgia. Paul, who you like?
Dogs.
Go Dogs. Next up, we got LSU, number 6 in the country, hosting Georgia Southern. KB, who you like?
LSU can just send Georgia Southern to check.
LSU big. Next up, LSU big. Paul, who you like?
The Bayou Bengals.
The Bayou Bengals. Oh, I ain't heard that since 1994. Next up, we got the Wolverines. The Wolverines of Michigan. Hosting Middle Tennessee. KB, who you like?
Ann Arbor will be banging Saturday.
Michigan big. Paul, who you like?
Michigan.
Michigan, go blue. Next up, we got a good first ranked game of the afternoon. Oregon, ranked number 11, versus Auburn, ranked number 16 at 7:30 on ABC. KB, who you like?
I believe Auburn started with a freshman quarterback. Herbert was one of the best quarterbacks. It's going to be a pretty good game. I'm going to take
Auburn at home. No, that's not even a home game. That's in Jerry World. Paul, who you like?
Ducks.
Ducks. I'm going to take the Ducks as well. Next up, we got Iowa hosting Miami of Ohio. Iowa currently ranked number 20 in the country. KB, who you like? Iowa. Paul, who you like? Hawkeyes. I'm going to say, look, watch out for Maryland this year. Oh, I said Maryland. Watch out for Iowa this year. Iowa big. Next up, we got number 10 in the country, Texas, playing Louisiana Tech. KB, who you like?
Texas.
Texas. Paul, who you like?
Hook 'em.
Hook 'em. Next up, we got Washington State, ranked number 23 in the country, hosting New Mexico State University for a 10 o'clock kickoff. KB, who you like? Washington State. Paul?
Cougars.
Go Cougars. Next up, we have Oklahoma hosting Houston Sunday night for a prime time 7:30 kickoff. Oklahoma currently ranked number 4 in the country. KB, who you like? Oklahoma big. Paul, who you like?
Boomer Sooner.
Boomer Sooner. Oklahoma big. Next up, we have Notre Dame traveling to Louisville on Monday night for a primetime Labor Day game. KB, who you like? Louisville. Paul, who you like?
Notre Dame.
Now, Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, and that's going to do it for the show, fellas. Been a good show as usual. Back to regularly scheduled programming. Thank God college football is back.
Yes, sir.
We're back.
150 years, fellas, of college football. It's something strange is going to happen this year.
Definitely
Something
so.
strange will happen.
It's something strange happening every year.
Like I said, USC will win the Pac-12.
USC gonna win the Pac-12, but we'll get into that next week. More into that because I don't think they have a shot. But definitely got some big things in store this season as far as the show goes, as far as college football goes, and it should be a good season.
Check Audible.
Check Audible. I like that. That's a good slogan. Say that again. Bet.
Beg your pardon, I ain't at the garden, I'm a Harlem, I'm at Dykeman. My favorite shooter had to switch states, trying to stay low from indictments. I've been the same since diapers, same with no license. Same, caught the train, and now I'm getting from your wifey. You need a pass just to come round. I need that rolling face bust down. Trying to chill cause it's Ramadan, but I kill these when that sun down. I ain't cool unless a gun round. You can lose your life over 1 pound. Take my time in the trap, stressing. I'm bagging up in a rush now. What you thought? This not LA, so we ain't driving by. We gon' pull up and park. Catch you at the light, make it get dark. In the night with bitches taking it off. I'm just trying to get my cake up. My bag with no makeup. Gunning for you, got a hungry lawyer. Go up in the court and chew the case up. Bully probably pull a Rafe up. I've been thinking about that ghost shit. I'm retarded when it come to cops. On my mama, I don't know shit. On my mama, I done sold nicks. Not a liar, never sold bricks. If they raid the crib, it don't snitch. Everybody get it, I got no picks. Trey Pound, that's a KD. Pray to God they don't take me. Rolex or AP, 226 with no safety. Did some work and hit the road. We was hustling in the cold. Feel it when it hit your nose. Waking up with different hoes. Trey Pound, that's a KD. Pray to God they don't take me. Rolex or AP, 226 with no safety. Did some work and hit the road. We was hustling in the cold. Feel it when it hit your nose. Waking up with different hoes.